Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we'll explore how the new tax plan affects your estate plan. Then, from stage to screen, her style was her own. We'll focus on the fashion of Katherine Hepburn. Avoiding your annual doctor's appointment? We'll prescribe reasons why your wellness visit is vital. Plus, we'll spell out fun historical facts as we cover Cleveland A to Z. And logging on for legal advice, we have warnings about websites.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. There's a new tax law in town, and talk is there's a lot to talk about. So we've circled the wagons and invited the sheriff, Jim Lineweaver, to let us know if there's gold in that there new legislation. Now, while Jim isn't a cowboy, he is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome to the show.
I didn't know I should have brought my six-shooter. Should have warned me. I should have let me know.
You putting on a cowboy hat, too.
Yeah.
So the law, this new law that just signed into effect, touches a lot of areas, and we're going to hit on a few of them here today.
Yes.
So, and then you'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about more, right?
Yes. Today we're going to cover estate planning, 529 plans, and charitable giving.
Okay, so let's get started. How about let's start talking about estate planning in light of that new tax law.
Right. Well, what happens is the Tax Cut and Jobs Act put a temporary kind of lift or reprieve, if you will, on federal estate taxes, gifting, and some other things on the estate planning side. So if you go back to 2011, they basically started with about a $5,000 credit, if you will, or $5 million credit. And then what happens is they just doubled that to $10 million. But then it also gets indexed for inflation. So right now, if an individual has up to $11.2 million, if you add up all their net worth and everything, they can pass that federally estate tax free after death, or they can also use it for gifting today. And then if you're married through trust, which I'm sure you're well familiar with and everything, then you can double that up to the $22.4 million to shelter things from estate taxes.
All right.
Which really helps.
Next on your list are 529 plans, which a lot of people use to help their children or their grandchildren pay for higher education. Any cause for those folks to be worried?
Not worried, but very happy because all the benefits really increase, which is nice. I mean, if you really want to change this country over time, help the kids out, and this is what this does, because student loan debt is very high.
Terrible.
Anybody that can help a young child or anything like that accumulate money for education is great. So the 529 plans, what they basically did is they actually allowed 529 plans, which were traditionally for just higher education, college or master's degrees. Now you can use it through K through 12 in private schools. So it can be used for parochial schools and other things along that nature, up to $10,000 in a given year. So people before had to say, do I put money in a Uniform Gift to Myers Act, and do I also juggle some things with a 529 plan? Well, now it can be used for both, which is really nice.
Okay.
And then what Kasich did is he also said, let's give him an additional boost. And with that boost, he doubled the tax credit that you can get on the state side, not federal, but he doubled it from $2,000 up to $4,000 that you can put away in any given year for a child and get that state tax deduction. So it improved.
Really help too.
Yeah, it really improved on many levels. So anybody, if you have grandkids out there, whoever, and even if one doesn't go to school but the other one does, it can be transferred over the other. So just a great opportunity for kids in education.
Okay, and last, at least today, but not least, what do we need to know about charitable giving under the new tax law?
Well, this is the biggest change, and especially for people that are in retirement, because what they did is they doubled the standard deductions for individuals and for couples. Well, if you were used to itemizing your deductions for charitable giving, you probably lost that now. So how do you keep it? How do you not pay taxes on that? What happens is take your standard deductions, and then what you'll do is you can use this qualified charitable distribution, and you can do up to $100,000 out of an IRA and pay it directly to a charity. And if you do that, that avoids the taxation. So there's a form that your charity has to send you to fill out, and then your investment side, they have to have a form as well. I'm guarantee every charity is going to have this, because otherwise they could look at losing some of these deductions.
Yeah.
and contributions. But it's a great way to say, keep my standard deductions high, to keep my taxes low, have the required minimum distribution, if you're 70 and a half, for instance, go directly to the charity and not have to pay any taxes on that money.
Oh, so there are some tricks in that new tax law.
Yeah, it can really be a benefit.
Well, partners, that was a quick roundup of the topics in the new tax law. And we'll circle the horses back in 2 weeks to corral a few more areas of interest. But anytime, if you need more information, you just don't have to wait. You just give Jim a call. The number's next.
To find out more, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or log on to www.lineweaver.net. Next, Quintessential Kate. But first, men's clothes have buttons on the right, while women's clothes have buttons on the left. But why are they opposite each other? We'll address the answer when we return.
Have you used the Social Security website calculator lately? Depending on your income and age, taking benefits at the wrong time could cost you as much as 57%. Your success in claiming your Social Security benefits depends on having the right strategies. In our complimentary class, we'll discuss how you may be able to maximize your Social Security benefits under the new tax law, learn how married couples may be missing out on substantial benefits, and avoid unnecessary taxes on your Social Security benefits. Lineweaver Financial Group has been helping Northeast Ohio families to maximize their Social Security benefits for 25 years. Join me for a complimentary class to cover these topics and much more. We look forward to seeing you the evening of either Thursday, February 22nd or Tuesday, February 27th at 6:30 at the Cleveland State campus in Westlake.
When buttons made their fashion breakthrough, they were worn by the wealthy. The men's way, pushing buttons on the right through holes on the left, was easier. But women had maids to button them up, so buttons were put on the maid's right. And ever since, they were left on the left.
Much was made about the fashion of Katherine Hepburn and her preference for pants. But her outfits for onstage in front of the camera were often also in the spotlight. And now they're taking center stage at an exhibit at the Kent State University Museum. Jean Druzenow is the director of the museum, and she's here to unpack several items of interest. So welcome to the show again.
Thank you very much, Lori.
And the museum actually owns these items, right?
Oh, yes, yes. They were a gift to us from the estate of Katherine Hepburn.
How did you end up getting them here at Kent State?
Well, it was a circuitous route, but when Miss Hepburn was talking with her executors, she asked that they give her a personal collection of her performance clothes to an educational institution.
Okay.
And they searched up and down and found us.
All right. Well, and we are glad they did.
I am too.
In addition to the clothing, there's photographs and movie posters and other memorabilia that go along with the clothes from the various movies. And there's so many performances, so many outfits. Can you help us out and show us a few?
Oh, well, there are some wonderful things. I think you were showing the, I don't know which one you've got there, the stage costumes.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go. This is a wonderful dress from the movie Stage Door, and it was designed by Muriel King, who also did Katherine Hepburn's personal wardrobe. So it's a lovely gray marquisette dress with a magenta suede belt.
Oh my.
This is the play where she says, "The calla lilies are in bloom again."
Mm-hmm. And here we have another. So she liked Valentina, right?
Yes, exactly. Valentina Schley was a Russian emigre who started out as an actress and then went into the dressmaking business and became the most expensive couturier in New York. And she also did Hepburn's personal wardrobe. So this particular dress was in the stage version of Without Love. Later on, there was a Tracy Hepburn movie on the same script.
Okay. And she was in a lot of movies with Spencer Tracy,
She
and
sure
one of the
was.
favorites of most people is something called Adam's Rib. So this was from that movie?
And this is the hit of the show. This dress really demonstrates this long, narrow person, you know, who had a 20-inch waist
Oh my goodness.
and was 5'7" and a half in her stocking feet. This is a beautiful dress designed by Walter Plunkett for the scene that you see next to it, where she comes out a little late dressing for dinner.
Well, you have to come late. That's when you make your entrance and everything. So, and another film with Spencer Tracy. She also, I mean, this is very similar to what she would have worn in real life, right? And
Absolutely.
she made a big hit with it on screen, rather.
Absolutely. Actually, what you're looking at is a production shot, a publicity shot. It's not a scene from the actual film. And she's wearing exactly what you see on the right-hand side. It's very much her personal taste. It's very much what she wore on a daily basis. You can really see that it's worn and in some cases patched. And you look at her posture and you see her deference to Spencer Tracy.
What movie was this from?
This is from Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Okay, another one that we've all have seen.
Oh,
right?
yes, yes.
Wow, it sounds like this is a great exhibit that, especially for movie buffs who want to really kind of see what the old days were like in the movies.
It really is, and it goes throughout her 66-year career.
Oh, boy.
So we have things from the very first film in 1932, and then all the way to the end.
All right. I gotta put this on my list.
Please do.
For a fascinating look at fashion, don't miss Katherine Hepburn, dressed for stage and screen at the Kent University Museum, now through September 2nd. My thanks to Jean for a preview of this star-worthy presentation.
Learn more by calling the Kent State University Museum at 330-672-3450 or click to www.kent.edu/museum. Next, well. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Discover more than 1,000 orchid flowers during Orchid Mania at the Cleveland Botanical Garden. Going on now through March 11th. Enjoy every shape, size, scent, and color you can imagine in an orchid. To sniff out more details, call 216-721-1600 or log on to www.cbgarden.org.
If you're tempted to avoid your annual exam, don't. Your yearly physical is fundamental to helping you stay healthy. Dr. Gregory Green has joined us in the UH Broadcast Center to explain. Dr. Green is an internal medicine specialist at University Hospital, so welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
Why is this wellness visit so vital?
So this is really your opportunity to sit down with your doctor and talk about your yearly preventative care, your age-appropriate screening tests, immunizations, diet, lifestyle choices, everything along those lines.
Okay. You did mention tests. What kind of tests?
So most doctors follow the United States Preventative Task Force in terms of screening tests that are age appropriate based on the patient they have in front of them. Some examples are, for males that have any sort of smoking history between the ages of 65 and 75, we do an ultrasound of the abdomen looking for an aneurysm. Other screening tests include people born between the ages of 1945 and 1965. We recommend hepatitis C screening now. Additionally, we'll talk about, colorectal screening, mammography screening, and more specific tests based on the individual patient.
Okay, so what else happens at an annual physical?
Obviously, the physical exam portion, the head-to-toe physical, making sure nothing has popped up over the year. We'll check your height, your weight, your blood pressure, and we'll screen for your more regular diseases, diabetes, high cholesterol, thyroid disorders, if it's appropriate.
Okay. Now, are immunizations part of an annual exam?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's something you should talk to your doctor about. Typically, people over the age of 60 should have the shingles vaccine. Over the age of 65 should have the pneumonia vaccine. And again, there's two different types of pneumonia vaccines. Your doctor should know which one is most appropriate for you. Mm-hmm. And then the yearly flu shot is always critical after Labor Day.
Okay. Now, you can get some of those shots at the local drugstore and things like that too, right?
Correct.
Is it better to get it in your doctor's office than to go to some place to have it done outside of that?
We always recommend at the doctor's office you're there, get everything taken care of in one shot.
Okay. I'm guessing that as in all things physical, there's going to be a talk about diet and exercise, right?
Diet and exercise, absolutely. We're going to stress a diet that's high in fruits, veggies, low in salt, low in the bad fats for you. We're going to touch on regular exercise and what's appropriate for your age group. And then we'll talk about issues like alcohol use to make sure that you're not abusing that, and tobacco abuse. If you are a smoker, we'll talk about ways to help you quit.
Okay, so the doctors know how important this annual exam is. Hopefully the patients know that too, and even insurers are getting in on the act, right?
Insurers are picking up more and more. A lot of them include a yearly physical exam, and many offer discounts now for their participants that actually do the yearly physical
Any
exam.
places that offer it for free?
Medical Mutual, which is now accepted at most UH facilities, they offer a once-a-year annual screening exam.
And free is good.
Free is great.
Once a year, take the time to take stock of your health with the help of your primary care physician. As Dr. Green noted, it's important to have this annual overview for your overall well-being. My thanks to Dr. Green for joining us today.
Thank you.
For more information, call the Center for Lifelong Health at University Hospitals at 844-312-LIFE. That's 5433. Or visit www.uhhospitals.org/lifelonghealth. Up next, lettering in Cleveland lore. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you not only how to work your important shoulder muscles, but also the triceps in the back of the arm. Every woman wants to work that area. You ready to do it?
I was born ready.
All right, let's do it. We got our bands here. We're gonna start with the bands under our backside, because we wanna be seated on the band just to make sure they stay in place. What we're gonna do from here is we're gonna start with our hands at about a 45-degree angle and our palms just above our shoulders. We're simply gonna press that band up above the head, just about touch, and bring them back down to the starting position, okay? We're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions, slow and controlled movement, and also please do not rock back and forth, maintain that good posture. How you feeling, Lori?
Oh, taller already.
Taller already, all right,
taller,
yeah. That's good, you got some strong shoulders there, everybody. Okay, 12 to 15, make sure you're breathing, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
From the Agora to the zoo, our town is special. Just how special? Find out in the appropriately titled book, Cleveland A to Z, an alphabetical assembly of items inspired by our happening hometown and produced by the Western Reserve Historical Society. Author John Grabowski and photographer Lauren Piccini have joined us today to give us a peek into the pages. So we're so happy to have you here today.
Delighted to be here.
So John, this is a little bit different approach to like a book about Cleveland.
Right, it's a series of 72 separate articles, obviously A to Z, and they're written for the basic purpose to sort of acclimate newcomers to what Cleveland is, what its quirks are, and also to provide a refresher course, if you will, for Clevelanders who've been here for a long time. And there are a lot of things that they don't know in this book. So, and you know, there's 72 articles, so obviously some letters have more entries than other entries, and we managed to find things for Q and X as well.
Oh, excellent,
Yes.
excellent. So you're the writer, and
the
then
writer.
Lauren is the photographer,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So when John approached you about the project, he wanted to have pictures of like the old and the new, but not really just like what does it look like today when it looked like this before. So what did you think about that?
Well, John did make it very clear this was not a then and now. Professionally, I'm an architectural photographer, and I specialize in the renovation, restoration, and repurposing of historic Cleveland properties. So you can well imagine that I have a strong preference for black and white. I think maybe John never saw anything but black and white from me. And when he called me, his question was, Lauren, do you do color photography? And
I take it you said yes.
I said yes, and
He prevaricated, so yeah.
yeah. And so as a consequence, had the opportunity to work with John on this amazing project.
All right, well, let's start by looking at an example of one of the alphabetical entries. Anna Perkins, otherwise known as Newspaper Annie. So tell me about that one.
Well, Anna Perkins is a fascinating character. She was born in Berlin Heights, Ohio, and there's a story in itself, but I won't go there. And she decided to live her life the way she wanted to. And so she dressed in men's clothing. She was a vegetarian. And at the age of 37, moved to Cleveland and became a newsie. a newspaper boy on Public Square.
All right, wow.
And very much was challenging all the gender norms of the time, and really not ahead of her time, but part of her time. And she really gained the respect of people in Cleveland.
We saw the picture up there, so anything you wanted to mention about how you decided on which pictures to use?
Well, it was truly ironic because John, having stressed that this was a non-traditional book, therefore he wanted non-traditional photographs, we broke the rule on this one, and this is a piece that was Annie's and is now in the collection of the Western Reserve Historical Society.
Oh, okay. So we can actually see what she did wear those
And
days.
And Annie lives on, yes.
And Lauren, one of your favorites is the I guess it's probably under B maybe, for the burning river.
Yes. Yes,
So
it
tell
is.
us about the pictures of the old and new burning river.
Well, the picture of the burning river, my photograph celebrates the fire of June of 1969, which was mistakenly represented in Time magazine with a photograph of a far bigger fire 17 years earlier. As a consequence, Cleveland got another black eye. It served as fodder for all of the nighttime talk show hosts. But this particular picture represents the flaming cauldron that was designed and produced by Cleveland artists and stands on the mall where it has stood since it was first lit for the senior games in 2013.
But I think it's a good representation of the burning fires. So.
Absolutely, as well as a good representation of the industrial past and the technological future of Cleveland, because
True.
LED lights change the colors as it.
Oh, okay. So it's even prettier than the real picture.
Oh, yes.
And if you want more information about it, there's only one-page essays, right? You've got a way for people to get that.
Yeah, there is. And every page has a QR code on it. So if you take your smartphone or your device and scan it, you can download the software. It'll take you to another source, the Encyclopedia of Cleveland History, which I edit being the most powerful one.
Okay.
But the other way to find Cleveland history is to come down to the Cleveland History Center of the Western Reserve Historical Society and see our brand new exhibit, relatively new. Cleveland Starts Here.
Okay.
Some of the stuff that's mentioned in the book, you will find reference there as well.
And we had somebody on the show at some point talking about that exhibition too. So I bet a lot of Clevelanders don't even know any of this history.
No, and it's there. It's A to Z, and it's at WRHS as well.
All right, sounds great.
Super.
With the support of the Western Reserve Historical Society, John Grabowski and Lauren Piccini have spelled out what makes Cleveland so special. Find out more about Cleveland A to Z using the information that's coming up next. My thanks to John and Lauren for joining us today.
To find out more or to order the book, call the Western Reserve Historical Society at 216-721-5722 or log on to www.wrhs.org. Next, illegal attorneys online.
Right now, proton therapy, a revolutionary treatment for many types of cancer, is available for the first time in Ohio and only at University Hospital's Seidman Cancer Center. That's the future of cancer care. That's UH Seidman Cancer Center. Right now, the trusted experts of University Hospital's Seidman Cancer Center and the most advanced cancer-fighting technologies are in 17 community locations. That's leading-edge care where you're most comfortable. That's UH Seidman Cancer Center.
The internet is pretty mainstream now, and lots of people search there for information. This includes the majority of folks who find attorneys by first looking up the website or communicating with an attorney online. But there's a new scam becoming popular with criminals, cloning an existing law firm's website to steal business. Here to discuss how this hurts not only the attorney, but you too, is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Hello. So tell me how this works.
Well, what happens is the scammer recreates a website, like they might recreate our website. They steal the code somehow off the internet, and they make the website look like ours. Then they send out an email advertisement, and then on the email it'll say, click to this website. They come to their fake website. It looks exactly like the real firm's website. and it looks legitimate, and they're preying on the elderly in particular.
Yeah, that's a shame. It's not good for honest lawyers like the two of us, right?
Right. So the problem is that it's bad for the lawyers whose real site, they lose business. But what's the other thing is when people go on the website, the information is correct. It looks like the law firm. It has all the right legal articles, so they think it's legitimate information. So not only does the law firm, her firm, the real law firm, because they don't know about it, but the main scam that they're trying to get with the elderly people, that still goes forward.
Oh, so what is this main scam?
Well, what happens is they get on the website, they look at all the information, and then eventually the fake law firm website encourages them to set up an appointment, send a retainer in. So they send a retainer in with their money, and then later on, when they actually try to find the law firm, the money and the law firm, the fake law firm, are gone.
Money's gone, law firm's gone. Bad publicity.
Yes.
And bad for them, they've lost money. So why can't law enforcement officers catch these scammers?
Well, it's just impossible. I mean, the websites look real. There's no reason that the police or anyone would know about the existence of it. So it's just impossible to catch that sort of stuff.
Okay. So what should our viewers do to protect themselves?
Well, after they, let's say, get on the website and look at a law firm, they should then do more research. For example, there are some legal search tools, FindLaw and Martindale Hubble, where you can log on there and you can find out information about the law firm, and that'll be the real websites, or go to the Bar Association. But more importantly, don't ever pay a retainer online. Meet with the lawyer first, see if you like the lawyer, and then you can pay the retainer at that time.
That's good common sense advice.
That's right.
This new scam hurts the reputation of real, hardworking attorneys, as well as the legal profession. Plus, it can hurt the pocketbook of unsuspecting folks who really need the assistance of an attorney. Take Mike's advice and thoroughly check out any law firm or attorney you might want to retain. For more information, call Mike at the number coming up next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure and come back next week for more great information. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.